Hello there and welcome back to the channel. This is Mel's Gaming here with another The Hunter Call of the Wild video. Now this video is going to be something a little bit different. It's not going to be a trophy highlights video, but instead this is going to be a little bit of a news video talking about a couple of posts that were recently shared in the Hunter official Discord, and also just some stuff that I've been seeing being talked about quite a lot recently in the Call of the Wild community. Now, starting off with this post from Meggles, it said, "Hello everyone, it's been a short week this week with the Easter long weekend and today's half-day holiday in Sweden. We still wanted to touch base with you, so we've hunkered down to share an updated known issues list. We've expanded on some descriptions and split a few up as they were referring to more than one issue. We've also checked a few off as confirmed fixes for the next update," and then there is a link taking you to that list. So I will put that link in the description so you guys can go and check out what the known issues are and what the ones that they've checked off as confirmed fixes for that next update are. And I will also put the link for the reporting a bug section in there as well, just because, like it said on that post, reporting any bugs that you're experiencing is really important, even if they are on the known issues list, because maybe your experience might be able to help them fix that particular bug, and it is really important, as always, to report all these things to the team, because obviously they cannot fix anything if they don't know what needs fixing, basically. But there was an image also shared alongside that post, which we will take a little bit of a look at later. There has also been another post recently shared which has some really interesting information on it about upcoming updates, and we're going to take a look at this post a couple of times and take a look at different sections of it. So we're going to start off by taking a look about a third of the way down here. It says, "A long-standing community request. We are also in the midst of giving the Red Raptor brackets especially and Marksman exact reflex sights a sizable redesign. This means the introduction of Reticle Customization options, including size, colour and shape." Now, this is a really positive thing to see, especially for the Red Raptor sight, because the Red Raptor sight is absolutely awful at the moment. The reticle is just so big, it makes it practically useless for any kind of range shooting. Basically, unless the animal is pretty much directly in front of you, it's pretty much useless, because that reticle is just so big. It takes up most of what you're trying to look at. It's really quite poor. Now, I came over to my Parque Fernando map, hoping that I could get a couple of water buffalo to go aggressive so that I could show off both of these sites. Now, taking a look at this level 7 water buffalo here that's about 160 metres away, you can see when trying to aim with the Red Raptor sight, the reticle covers the entire buffalo at that distance, which means it's almost impossible to try and get a decent shot. Now, thankfully, I did have a little level 3 buffalo go aggressive here, and this was a good opportunity to show off the reflex sight. Now, the reflex sight I don't have so many issues with, and it's actually quite good on the 417 Nitro as I was using it here. I actually quite like this sight, but having more customization options for it will definitely be really useful, and something that I have always really wanted with these kind of sights. But the one that really excites me is the changes to the Red Raptor, because when you have a buffalo charging you at this distance, it's not so bad. But if you want to try and shoot something at 50 or 100 metres or even a little bit further, you've got no real chance, because you can't be accurate when the reticle covers that much of the sight. It's just not really very good. So I'm really pleased to see that. But moving on to something that is really interesting to me, if we read through this post, it says we'll be touching on these points, so keep reading. Waterfowl Rework. And if we go down the post a little bit more, it says, continuing on with the waterfowl improvements and fixes that came with MRP, you'll see more polish and optimization for animations, environmental interactions and behaviour. This includes balancing the use of need zones for both ducks and geese. Now, as we know, ducks, they do have zones, but at the moment, geese do not have need zones at all. Although, saying that, I did see on the Facebook group, the official Facebook group, someone found a feed zone for geese. And I don't know if this was a weird bug, but it was definitely there. So I don't know exactly what happened with that, but as a rule, geese don't have zones at all. They never have zones. So are they going to give geese zones? Are they going to actually appear and land on water like the ducks do? I think that would be really interesting, and I think it would add a bit more realism, because obviously you would see geese in the water. You don't always just see them flying by, and you would see them feeding in the fields. So I'm really interested to see how they're going to implement that. I would prefer if the waterfowl worked like they do in Classic, where you have a population that comes onto the map and it flies over. Sometimes they land. You can find waterfowl that have landed in Classic, but most of the time you'll set up a blind and decoys and you call them in, they then can come in and then you can shoot them. And I think that would be a lot more fun than, as you can see here, just sniping ducks off the water with the 22, which at the moment is the most efficient way to hunt waterfowl. There's literally no reason to try and use blinds and decoys and calls for the ducks at the moment in Call of the Wild. And honestly, it's really quite unrealistic, because you wouldn't do this in real life. You wouldn't go around sniping ducks with a 22 off the water, which, like I said, you can do that in Classic if some land, but by far and away the most efficient way to hunt waterfowl is by setting up blinds, decoys, and sitting there with callers and calling them in. So I would really hope that they change it to be more like it is in Classic, and I think that would be a really, really positive thing to see. Now for the part of the video that I feel will cause the most discussion amongst you guys, which I'm actually really interested to see. So, with those couple of Discord posts that we've taken a look at in this video, there was a couple of images shared alongside them with the community update banner up there in the top right. Now, through listening to all the talk that's going on in the community, these could very well be images of a brand new map. Now, both of these images do have resemblance to Leighton Lakes and Hirschfelden, and I've seen people say, oh no, that's definitely Hirschfelden, or that looks like Leighton Lakes, but they don't actually seem to be, like, fitting with any locations on either of those maps. I can't think of where either of these images would be, and especially in this second image, seeing the vegetation in the water alongside the dock that's going right out into the water, I can't think of anywhere on Hirschfelden or Leighton that has that kind of look to it. And if these are images of a new map, it could possibly go along with the Waterfowl Rework, which is something I said for quite a while, is I wouldn't be surprised if they brought out a dedicated waterfowl hunting map to go along with a waterfowl update, and they just give us a load of species of ducks and geese that we can hunt on that reserve. So if these are images of a new map, could they be going alongside that Waterfowl Rework, and could the new map that we see sort of around the end of June be a waterfowl dedicated map somewhere in America or Europe? Honestly, if it is a waterfowl dedicated hunting map, I would expect it to be somewhere in America, just because there are a ton of really, really popular waterfowl hunting locations in America. But I say maybe Europe just because of the resemblance to Hirschfelden, if indeed it isn't Hirschfelden and it is pictures of a new map. And like I said, I really can't think of anywhere on Hirschfelden that does look like those images. So, I don't know, I'm really intrigued. And if anyone can, like, find those locations on Leighton or Hirschfelden, do feel free to comment and say, hey, I found that exact location. But this is the time of year that we do start to see hints coming through in pictures and stuff like that from these community updates from EW. We're getting to that time now, because we would expect to see a new map around the end of June. So it's getting close. But honestly, I don't know how I feel about a waterfowl dedicated hunting map right now. Maybe, like, for the second reserve of the year, that it would have been a good choice. But I was really, really hoping for Africa 2.0 this summer. But I don't know. It could be really, really good. It could be if they make it similar to Rougarou Bayou in the Hunter Classic, where you can go and hunt all the duck species. This could potentially be a really, really fun map, and then I wouldn't be so disappointed that it's not Africa 2.0. And we could always see Africa 2.0 later in the year, because we normally get a map around the end of June and around the end of December. So I don't know. I think this is going to be a really, really interesting one, and I'm really keen to hear what you guys think. How will you feel if it is another America map, but it's all different species of ducks and geese. And maybe they'll have like bobcats and bears and stuff, similar to Rougarou Bayou in the Hunter Classic. And I know a lot of us thought that when Mississippi Acres got revealed, there was going to be a lot of waterfowl species on that map, and we were going to have the alligators and the ducks and everything as well. But then there was no waterfowl added to Mississippi Acres, which does make sense because they wanted to do this waterfowl rework. I'm just really, really intrigued by this whole thing and see where this ends up going, because this could be really, really good, or it might be, I don't know how to feel about it. It could be really, really good, and I'm hopeful that if they do go down that route of making a America-based waterfowl hunting dedicated map, that they make it similar to Classic with how the birds work. I really don't want us to just still be sniping ducks off the water with a 22, and I don't want that to become the thing with geese either. I don't want it to be, oh, we just run around this new map and snipe birds off the water. I would really like to see it how it's done in Classic, where if you want to get good numbers of birds, you've got to put out your decoys and make sure you've got a good setup and sit there and call and, you know, use shotguns and everything. I think that would be my ideal, because it would just make things so much more realistic. And yeah, that's what I would hope for if that is what this potential new map could be. Like I said, it is the time of year where we start to see hints, so I really, really wouldn't be surprised if those are images of a new map, and they are cryptic enough where people won't have gone, hang on a minute, that is definitely a brand new map, because those images do look similar to maps that we already have in Call of the Wild, which, based off the track record from EW, that's the kind of thing they like to do. So I really wouldn't be surprised if those are new images. Maybe they're not, maybe it's a hint, maybe it's not. We're gonna have to see. But yeah, let me know down in the comments what you think about all of these things. Let me know what you think about the changes for the Red Raptor site, for the Reflex site, what you think about those images. I'll be really, really keen to hear all of your guys' opinions. That's why I make these videos, because I love having the discussions with you guys in the comment section. So I hope you have enjoyed. I hope I haven't rambled too much. I'm really intrigued and excited to see where all of this is going to go, and I'm really, really hopeful that this could be a very positive change for the waterfowl in the Hunter Call of the Wild, and hopefully make them a lot better and hopefully a lot more prized, because at the moment, diamond ducks and geese, we go, yay, diamond duck, or yay, a diamond goose. Unless it's a rare one, it's not too noteworthy. And I think it would be really nice to actually see trophies for those species be highly regarded as other species are. I think that would be really nice. So thank you guys so much for watching. Like I said, I hope I haven't rambled too much. And yeah, let me know what you think down in the comments, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you.